Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm very excited to do because we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions. I do not think it's going to be a new year, new me type of thing. I think it's going to be new year, better me type of mindset. This video idea originally was made by sweet angel Mel Thompson'a, who is very much missed on this platform. Of course, I will have her video and channel linked in the description box for you. There's 10 different questions / topics. They're going to be in this video today, and I'm going to share all my thoughts with you. In this video, I will share with you some reflections on 2023, and I also will share some of my future plans for 2024, what's to come, and also be ready for some juicy topics as well. And while I'm chatting with you, I'm going to be creating this makeup look. All the products will be linked for you in the description box for your reference. But before we get started, I would love to welcome new visitors and viewers to my channel. Hello, my name is Eve. I love all things beauty. Here on my channel, I share about beauty and lifestyle. I upload new videos every week. If that sounds interesting to you, I hope you like this video and enjoy my company today and subscribe to my channel. And now, without further ado, let's dive in. Before we get started, I have to apply a little bit of a gloss on my lips, as I always. Lips are always dry. I always start with some type of gloss on my lips or a balm. I'm going to be popping all the questions on the screen for you. Question number one, something you do regularly in your makeup routine that you will try to stop. So this was considerably easy for me to answer because this is something that's been on my mind for a while. And I can say that this is a completely new thing that is going to happen in 2024. I feel like this is just something that's been kicking in slowly but surely throughout 2023. I just don't think I vocalized it ever in my channel. Long story short, stop giving bad products more chances than they deserve. Tell me if you're guilty of that as well, because I sure am guilty of that and have been for many years. And I think it definitely goes on a personal basis and it has a lot to do with your general character. At least it works like that for me because I am in life, aside of like makeup world and beauty world, I'm definitely that person who is having difficulty of letting go things. I would beat a dead horse. There were times in my life when now that I look back on them and I was like, why was I trying so hard? When it was clear from the start or from, you know, a little bit later than a start that something was not meant for me and I should have let it go a long time ago. And of course, that feature of my personality transfers into the beauty. Sometimes I would sit here and try foundation for 10 different days straight because I would feel like there is a way. It's got to be a way for this product to work because it claims to be good for me, or it claims to work with my skin tone or with my texture or whatever the case may be. I feel like for most people, if you have been around beauty, if you've been playing with makeup for some time, you already somewhat have an idea of your preferences, right? You know your skin, you know your concerns about your texture, about your wrinkles, whatever else this may be. So you already know yourself quite a bit. I think testing a product 2-3 times is reasonable because sometimes you may switch tools, sometimes you may try a different technique, but it shouldn't be too difficult, okay? There is a thin line where you just need to be like, you know what? This is not working. It says it's going to work this and this and this way, but it doesn't look the same on me. So it's okay to let go and realize that not everything is meant for me. I just have to believe my instincts and what I see in the first several tries. Like I said, it does go back to my personality, and it's been something that's been a work in progress for me for years. Something that I've been having difficulty in life. And of course, it transfers into my beauty routine. Another part to that aspect, I feel like, is that makeup's supposed to be enjoyable. You shouldn't feel like you're forcing something to work for you. There were times in my life where I would just wear a product, something that would be just okay, mediocre. I would feel like, oh, well, I already paid money for it. I already purchased it, tried it, whatever. Let me just wear it. I don't want to be doing this anymore. Every day is special and I want to wear good makeup every day and I want to feel good and feel good applying makeup. So it's a switch in a mindset. So going forward, I think it's just going to be a little bit more straightforward. I am definitely going to be more mindful because I'm in a low buy and I'm going to be more mindful with purchasing products in the first place. I may look into descriptions a little bit more precisely. I may look into the promo photos a little bit closer, and that way make a little bit more educated decision right away before purchasing something. And of course, once I get my hands on something and once I start testing, I think if you try a product, like I said, a few times, like 2-3 times, it's reasonable. And after that, if I see something is off, we part our ways. Question number 2, a brand you will try for the first time in 2024. Oh, I like this question. So I had to think about this one a little bit, but also there were some things that I knew they were on my wish list. One of the brands that I really want to try that I've never tried anything from so far, however, I've heard so many wonderful things, is Sydney Grace. And let me know if you've tried anything from the brand and what you've tried, because this year I definitely want to try Sydney Grace. I love the brand's aesthetics. I know that they kind of stick to what they do best, and they do a lot of beautiful, neutral eyeshadows and complexion products. And this is something that I just generally love. So I definitely want to try their eyeshadow formula, and I definitely want to try their complexion. At one point this year, I was looking into their products, and I think they had a really, really good sale going on in July. I'll probably wait till then so I can maybe purchase more products because they would have a sale. So I was looking at those beautiful face palettes that they launched. You also know that I have a weakness for face palettes, so of course I was looking at the face palette. But yes, I definitely have my eyes on Sydney Grace. I've heard nothing but the bestest things about how amazing their eyeshadow formula is, and I just generally love that neutral approach to complexions and eyeshadow palettes. That's just something that I like on my everyday basis. So I'm very excited already. I don't even know when I'm going to be purchasing from them, but it's definitely going to happen in 2024. I'm very eager to try their products. The other brand that I really want to try is Cosmic brushes. I'm very intrigued by the brand because it's indie brand, and I got to try a good amount of indie brands this past year in 2023 and a little bit in 2022. So I definitely kind of have a rough idea of, things that I liked and things that I didn't necessarily like. And I'm definitely going to be a little bit more selective and careful when it comes to purchasing from indie brands. Some brands I am not eager to purchase from anymore, and some I am excited for their launches. So I'm definitely going to be more selected. But Cosmic brushes, wait, didn't they just change their name recently and they called the Cosmic Beauty or something like that? Let me know in the comments below, because I think they changed their name. They're not called Cosmic brushes anymore. Long story short, I am intrigued by the brand. The fact that they are managing to release the size of the eyeshadow palettes that they're releasing with a price point that is considerably affordable, that's admiring. The world is evolving and the industry is evolving. We do not know if they're also going to evolve and change their prices. But as of right now, their prices are very, very reasonable, and the color stories are very interesting. The reason why I haven't tried anything from them thus far is because their palette's just tiny bit on the larger side. Color stories that they've released so far, they were just a little bit too bold for me, or somewhat monochromatic in the colors that are not necessarily my favorite colors to wear. So I didn't really feel like purchasing a palette that was in a color scheme. For most part, something that I would just wear maybe once or twice a year, and it was just gonna collect dust. So I am waiting for a good color story, maybe somewhat with a little bit of neutrality, even though I know they're pretty colorful, but again, colorful stories can be different. So I am waiting for something that's going to be a little bit more me. On the other spectrum of things, I am also very interested of trying something from a luxury beauty brand. By something, I mean probably either a bronzer or an eyeshadow palette. So I was thinking maybe like a Tom Ford Quad or a Dior palette. I first of all like that they are smaller format, and I know they already have a lot of variety, and they're pretty neutral in their color stories, which fits into my preferences, because if I would drop a chunk of money into something that's so small, I would definitely make sure it's something that I can use as often as I can. So that will bring me down to neutrals for most part. I definitely have heard mixed reviews about the Tom Ford quads as well as for Dior ones, and I will be on the lookout. Maybe I will check some of their reviews, and I would love to see those products in person. I would love to go and actually swatch them. I would love to have a feel and see the colors on my skin, etc. So let me know if you've tried any of those products. I would love to hear from you. If you have any recommendations, throw it my way. So question number 3 is the juicy one. The brand you will let go of in 2024. So I have a feeling that I will be in a major minority here with my answer. I will still share my honest how I feel about it, and I will of course explain you why. A brand that I will let go of in 2024 is going to be Unearthly Cosmetics. If you've been here on my channel in 2023, since early 2023, you may already know why that's a decision. I'm not saying that I will never try that brand again or I will never purchase from that again, but I think that at this very moment, I have very little motivation to purchase anything from the brand for multiple reasons. Let me just give you a little bit of a backup story, I guess, here. So in 2023, and like I mentioned earlier, even a little bit in 2022, I started trying indie brands. And in 2023, I've tried a good handful of them. And Unearthly Cosmetics was one of the brands that I tried in 2023. First, I purchased their eyeshadow palette, something that was not necessarily a new palette. It was actually an older palette that they had in stock. When I purchased that palette, I was really excited about it because that was a palette that I initially had my eyes on. I knew if I was going to buy something from the brand, it's going to be that. It's going to be that palette. So when I received the palette, I was quite disappointed because the quality was very, very poor. Initially, I was going to do some type of content or like implement it in a video, do a look with it, but then I was just sitting there so underwhelmed that I couldn't even do any look with that palette. It was just such a poor quality. And I was very confused there for a second because I've heard nothing but the most amazing things about the brand's eyeshadow quality. Unfortunately, that did not work for me like that. So I was kind of underwhelmed with this whole entire experience or initial experience. So I went into this rabbit hole and looked up my batch and was thinking maybe it was a wrong batch and the palette was old. No, everything seemed to be fine. I've tried bad formulas for eyeshadows in my life, but this was by far the worst formula I've ever tried. It was so bad because it was unworkable. It couldn't do anything with it. So I usually do not return makeup, and especially when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. But once in a blue moon, I would return makeup. Mostly it's like complexion. You know, if a foundation shade came in wrong or the foundation is super terrible, I would go and return it. But that happens on a very, very rare occasion generally. But with this palette, I remember after I tried it, I was like, what is this? How is this so bad? I actually had to go and look up their return policy. And of course, they don't have one. So I was stuck with this palette that I had paid full price for. So fast forward, I decided that I'm going to give a brand another chance because after all, it is an indie brand. And a lot of times when a young indie brand moves on with their career, they improve on their formula. I wanted to give a brand a benefit of a doubt, and I purchased another palette for them, a recent one from November. I purchased the palette called The Dreamer, and the dedicated video should be up on my channel already. And if you watch that video, you already know what I'm about to say. The palette is absolutely stunning, and the packaging is fine. It's a cardboard packaging. They have a mirror. The pans are removable, so that of course adds to the value of the palette. The color story is absolutely stunning, and it makes me inspired to create looks with it, and I want to reach for the color story. The shimmers in that palette are very pretty, and the formula is definitely improved on the shimmers from the previous palette. However, the mattes were quite disappointing, and they were patchy. They were considerably difficult to blend. I managed to create some really nice looks out of that palette after all, but it took me so much effort. In real life, with a decent eyeshadow formula, it never takes me this long. And even though the look came out fine, I was like, it's just not worth it. There's another thing that I don't believe I mentioned in a video. The shades, both mattes and shimmers, they fade. They fade during the day. The matte shades fade like twice, and then the shimmers lose their base. Like the base disappeared and the glitter effect stays. It's just generally not the luxury quality that I expect from the luxury price tag that I paid for it. From those two experiences that I had with the brand, second time around, it was definitely or much better than the first one. The first one was very tragic. You know, when I started this video, I said I'm gonna stop giving bad products more chances than they deserve. And I think even though there's so many people that love the brand, however, I feel like at this point I wasted just over $100 for the shipping and the palette. This is a Natasha Denona price that I paid for the palette and hoping for the best, let's say. And I am just not up for it anymore. You know, I'm not up for it. I don't feel like I want to waste my money. I don't mind adding something to my collection that is at that luxury price point. You know, when I purchase like Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona, but I know that the quality is going to be there when I get the palette. And listen, I understand this whole entire thing. It's a small brand. There are a lot of costs, etc., etc. They have people to pay. I get it. I understand how small businesses work. I just want the quality. When I pay a luxury price tag, I want a luxury quality. I know it was a long answer, but I feel like I just needed to explain myself. So question number 4 is, what makeup technique would you like to learn or try once? I don't think it's a new technique, but I think I just want to try it because I haven't done that in a long time. There was a time in my life where my collection was really small, and that's kind of what I did for most part. But it's no longer the case, and it hasn't been the case for many years. Technique, let's say, that I want to try is using the minimal amount of products to do the full face of makeup. Basically do like the minimalistic makeup, but yet achieve like a full look. I want to do a whole video on that where I do a makeup look with like 5 products, maybe use some of the products that are hard workers, like multitaskers, that you can use them on different parts of your face and they do the job really well. Something within those lines, but I think that would be a really fun challenge because, like I said, my collection has grown in the first place, and I think that just kind of added to how I do my makeup because I have so many products available to me and there's no really need for me to use one product in multiple ways. However, when you travel, sometimes it comes in handy, so it's nice to experiment with those things. You never know when you may need it. So maybe it's the video you will see from me in 2024. Question number 5 is a product that you will leave in 2023. I'm going to start on my eyes, and I'm going to be using this beautiful palette. I got this on Black Friday from Sigma Beauty sale. I am on their PR list, but I purchased this palette by myself. Look at this beautiful color story, you guys. It's so pretty. I haven't even touched this palette, but I want to do something warm. I'm going to go with a shade. The products that I will leave out in 2024 is something that I low-key already started doing. And this is just going to be lip scrubs. I have not used a lip scrub probably for over a year. I can't even remember the last time I had a lip scrub, probably in 2021. I just feel like it's not a necessary thing. Sometimes I do get a little bit of texture on my lips or a little bit of dryness and you need to, remove it. But I feel like if I take a shower, like a nice hot shower, the times that I wash my hair, my skin is really nice and softened, and I just go with my towel and gently pass over my lips and it exfoliates. It removes all the skin. Our lips generally have such a gentle skin surface. You don't need to scrub it with harsh things. And this is something that I tried in the past. I used to have few scrubs, but I just realized that some of them were too abrasive and my lips would feel even drier after that. And then I would have to use something more moisturizing. And with time, I just realized that listen, it's not for me. I'm just gonna call it a day. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm no longer using scrubs at all. Like, I don't even have lip scrubs anymore in my collection, and I have zero intentions. I have zero interest in purchasing one, no matter how pretty it is, no matter how maybe affordable it is. I'm just simply not interested in the item as is. And it's okay if other people like it. That doesn't bother me one single bit. Another item that would kind of go into the same category to answer this question, it would be hydrating lip products or like the lip care products. They're unreasonably overpriced. I'm not gonna name any brands, but is it reasonable to pay $25 for a lip balm? If you ask me, no. Like, I feel like it's ridiculous. I feel like the lip care product should be under 10. Okay, 15 tops. Like, again, going back to 2020, I feel like at that time it became very popular, very trendy for brands to like launch all these things, because I'm unnecessary overblending my eyes. With 2020 bringing all the skincare trends and focusing on skincare because everybody was stuck at home, the lip scrubs and generally lip care products just started launching from all the sides, from all the brands. And that's why it became trendy. I don't need it. I don't need an expensive balm. My lips are always dry. Like, I always have to have something hydrating, and I have a bunch of products around my house. However, I really think that a good lip care product, if I would have to push the benchmark, right, should be no more than 20 bucks. Ideally under like 15. And honestly, the market is so saturated. You can find a really nice product that hydrates your lips, that protects your lips, brings that moisture back and occlusion. You don't need to spend a lot of money on a hydrating product, okay? Because you just don't. If you want to spend $30 on a lip balm, you do you, that's your money. I do not tell you in any way, shape, or form how you need to spend your money that you work for. I know that personally for me, that's not going to be the case anymore, because all I care about is just my lips being hydrated, and I may spend maybe a little bit more on a colorful product, on a colorful cosmetics. To be honest with you, in the past few months, I think you might have seen that product in my travel makeup bag, but I've been using this small tub of Aqua 4 healing treatment on my lips, like at nighttime, because it's right next to my sink, so I just keep using it. And I always like to take it on my travels, and that product just works magic. And that little thing is just a few dollars. I know I totally over-explained, but I hope this answers the question. So moving on to question number 6, and the products you will give a second chance to. It was very tricky questions because I already told you in the very beginning of this video that I will not be giving products too many chances as is, but I'm just gonna think of most recent launches, what I wanna try. And I think I would be interested to try the Fenty New Concealer. It's not necessarily a second chance to the product, but it's almost like an extension to the product that I didn't necessarily enjoy to the fullest. Because it's a launch that's connected to the complexion product, I feel like I would consider this an answer. If you watch any of my decluttering series, I've mentioned the Fenty Skin Tint, and I think it's okay. So many people love it so much, but I think for me it was just okay. This is a product that is currently in my project use up for 2024, if you watch my intro. So look how much pigment I get from just the slightest touch. Recently they launched a concealer, it has a really nice range, and I am interested to try it. I have to say that I'm a little bit skeptic because I did not really love that skin tint too much. However, I'm still curious about the concealer, so I may try that one. Question number 7, a resolution for your YouTube channel. Since I didn't do a separate video for it, so I'll include it here to answer in a broad way. Look how beautiful the shade is. Oh my goodness, how pretty. It's called the Tea Party. It has a little bit of green in it, but I'll mix it with the yellow too. I think the new mindset, the more mindful purchasing mindset generally, I think that came also as a good outcome of what I did in 2023. So for the entire year of 2023, I was tracking all my used empty beauty products, and I took you guys on a journey with me. So at the end of 2023, I did a finale for my Stash of Trash Empties, and I saw all the numbers in front of my face. I saw my trends, and it kind of gave me a perspective of how much of everything I use. Going forward, there are definitely some categories that I know I will be slowing down on massively, and there are also some categories that I completely am not going to be purchasing or spending my money on. So that was a very positive experience for me, let's say, towards a change of mindset. So being more mindful, even more mindful with my purchases, something that aligns with my aesthetics in the first place. My YouTube channel is still considerably small. All the products that I purchase with my own money, I do not receive a lot of PR. I definitely care of my audience. I definitely care about you, what type of content you want to see. But at the same time, I still want to love all the products that I have. So I am definitely at the moment going into the direction of I am not going to be one of those channels that's fully a reviewer channel, because there are channels like that and all they do is just purchasing new products, showing it off, reviewing them, moving on to the next new product. And that's a reviewer channel. I definitely try new products here of all price ranges, price points, but I am not a fully review channel. And I just wanted to point that out because I like to be creative. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that even though I enjoy purchasing and testing new products, however, I'm going to be more mindful with, are those products good for me? If it's a complexion product, is it meant for my skin type? If I'm purchasing a pastel eyeshadow palette, what am I doing with it? Because generally, I know I'm not going to be reaching for it as much. It's probably going to be just for that review video. So I think I'm going to be more mindful in a nutshell about stuff like that. And I generally want to be more creative with the collection that I already have, because I do have a pretty extended makeup collection in all categories. I can think of so many different fun videos to create with what I already have. And I think that's a fun creative part for me, and it keeps it interesting for me, and hopefully you will enjoy the content that I'm making. I'm not saying I won't be buying anything. I'm definitely not in a no buy year, but I'm going to be more in the more mindful purchasing year. So going forward, I will also no longer be purchasing any backups, especially when it comes to skincare. There's just no need. I realize that there's no need. It takes you several months to finish certain products. Sometimes it's like 3 to 4, 5 months. And I feel like there's just no need to do backups because there's always a sale. Ulta does really good sales at least twice a year or around holidays. So there's always an opportunity to purchase something within that category that you're missing. For skincare, I just want to have what I have, whatever I'm using currently in rotation, and no more backups. There's going to be maybe one exception. Again, I will refer to the Stash or Trash series that I did last year, because I knew that I was using 12 or 11 cleansing balms for my face. So yes, I can restock on those because I know that I'm using one per month. So it makes sense for me. But as far as everything else, I feel like if you have one product, that's enough for me. So I am definitely going to be following that mindset. I also have a project cut out for me for 2024, which is called Project Use Up, which I have products that I'm going to be focusing on. So like powder category, I'm probably going to be like slowing down on, because I want to focus on the products that I already chose for myself to work on. And I'm a combination oily skin, and my powder collection is so extended that last year and even in 2022, I didn't really buy so many. I definitely know that I purchased few, but not a lot like I used to in the past. So it's definitely going to be even more so in 2024. I definitely should slow down on my powders, even though I'm so always tempted to purchase more powders. I also have started Will I Buy It series on my channel for 2024. You guys told me that you wanted to see those from me, and that is definitely going to be something that I'm going to discuss. And as a process of discussing something, sometimes I may even talk myself out of some things. And hopefully, maybe you will talk me out of certain things that I would say I want. Another thing that I would love to do more on my channel is vlogging, just so that way you get to know me a little bit better. Maybe just do glimpses of my life here and there. Maybe put more effort into doing short form content. It's not my favorite, I have to say. I have my issues with it, but I will probably try to do a little bit more short form content in 2024. I had to do final makeup touches behind the camera because I needed to have a mirror super up close to my face. Where did we stop? We stopped on question number 8, and it is, do you have any skincare resolutions? The only one that I can think of right now is no backups, like I mentioned earlier. And this is, again, something that has been in the works already for some time. It's not really new, but it's going to be enforced more so going forward. The reason why I'm saying that there's nothing else is because I'm quite religious with my skincare. I think throughout my 30s, I figured out what works for me, figured out the skincare that works for me and the ingredients that work for me, the brands that I prefer. Here and there, I would try new brands. However, I am also very, very particular when it comes to skincare. I always look into the ingredient list. I go and research on the ingredients that I do not know about, or I just don't recognize the names. I do share quite a bit of skincare things here on my channel with you. I do have like an updated morning skincare routine. I do it periodically from time to time whenever I switch products, etc. Let me know if you would like to see more of skincare content here. I know it's quite personal when it comes to skincare. However, if you have any specific questions, maybe I would be able to do a little bit more condensed video where I talk more about skincare things that you are specifically interested in. For most part, I am very happy with my routine. It's not a very minimalistic routine, I'll be honest with you. I never miss a skincare routine application. I'm religious about like my AM and PM, some things that I do twice a week, some things that I do once a month. Definitely almost have like a schedule in my head, constantly going with no breaks and no vacations in my head when it comes to skincare. So it's just something that I understand it's not for everybody. I'm not trying to keep it too complex, but I definitely have a good range of things that I do and I use on a daily basis. So question number 9, YouTube beauty challenge you will partake in. And this has already started. I've tried Project Pan in 2023, which was more of a project use up after all. And in 2024, it is going to be a project use up, which I already filmed an intro for. Video should be already live when you're watching this video. So that is going to be going on. And also more mindful purchasing will bring a low buy generally. So those are are the only things that I can think about at the moment. So the last question is going to be a beauty habit you need to stop this year. And I think it's going to be a hair related answer. If you've been here long enough, you know that I've been on a hair discovery journey since 2022. That was a very big, unfortunate event that happened in summer, right before my big family trip. I just realized that I need to be more kind to my hair. And the same way I treat my skincare, like it's a separate human being, I should be doing the same thing to my hair. The biggest mistakes that I've been doing with my hair for the longest time is treating my hair the way I would want my hair to be instead of what my hair actually is. A lot of times you see me with very nice, silky smooth, sometimes straight hair. My hair is nothing like that in reality. My hair is frizzy, it's curly, it's unevenly curled, highlights / balayage are happening right now. I do need to do a root touch up as a matter of fact, but this is what my hair is, and my hair is highly porous. I live in a very hot and humid climate, which is absolutely my enemy every single day. So I feel like over the years, I have been fighting against my natural hair texture, and I just need to finally start loving it. You know, start embracing my natural hair, wearing my hair naturally more often. Maybe you will see more curls in 2024. I don't know. I like my hair blow dried in a certain way and styled in a certain way. But again, I'm going against the nature of my hair all the time. So after that incident happened with my hair, I definitely decided that I'm going to be on this journey to discovering the best products for my hair that I can. Got my stash pretty well organized at this point. I have been sharing a lot of different products that I've been using for the past year and a half, and I've discovered some really, really good staples. Whatever products at this moment make the biggest difference for me, I'm just going to continue repurchasing them because I know they work. And there's still a few products in my hair care routine that I'm still trying to figure out, and going forward, I still have to test different products to find the ones. I think I am very close to just have my solid collection of products that work for me. I'm very close to figuring out all the little parts, right? All the different products to do my hair routine from like beginning to end and feel good about it. And not only liking what I see, how my hair looks, but also how my hair feels. Hair health is definitely something that's coming from within because hair is growing out of your head, out of your skin. So whatever your health is, it's definitely going to be reflecting on your hair. And with the hair, it's a little bit trickier than with the skin because your skin will react so much faster to irritants, and hair will take you a long time to show off those negative side effects, right? Like the dryness, the split ends, maybe you're losing hair. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen on a span of 1 or 2 weeks. Usually it takes on average of 3 months to see any type of damage that you've done to your hair, unless it's a bleaching accident, of course. In the past year and a half since I started my hair journey, I also realized how little I knew about hair generally. I knew so little about not only how to take care of my own hair type, but about hair generally. And I did mention this podcast, guys, that I love so much. I'll have it linked for you in the description box. And they scientifically discuss different aspects of beauty in different topics. And that helped me tremendously learn about hair dyes, about hair styling, about different ingredients in hair products. I will also link to another account of a person who is a chemist in beauty industry. And she talks a lot about all the beauty products, but she also has a lot of content on hair. So I've learned from her a lot. So I will have all that linked for you in the description box. I think I'm going to continue my journey. I think I need to educate myself before I start putting all that stuff on my hair. And so far, it's been working very well because I just realized that I was trying to figure out things that I didn't have much knowledge about. And that's why things were not working, because I was not doing the right things for me in the first place. Going forward, when it comes to my hair, I am going to continue my journey, continue educating myself and learning from professionals. And hopefully I will be embracing my natural hair texture in 2024. This was the last question. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's definitely fun for me to talk on all these topics. If you have any additional questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section below this video. I would love to chat with you there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, give this a thumb up. It definitely does help the algorithm here to show it to other people also to enjoy. And if you're not yet a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe to my channel before you leave today. Thank you so much for watching, hanging out with me today, and I will see you in my next videos.